Welcome to the second of 3 tutorial about Sentinel-2. This time we are going to see the example of Ethimlat camp. We are going to see the history of the camp, and we are going to do the first flooding analysis based on old images of Sentinel-2. Here I have my site in Ethimlat in Syria, close to Idlib. I zoom into the site just to show how it is. This is Google Earth. I have no idea when the image has been taken, but apparently it's a recent image. This site is interesting because it requires a heavy intervention for its construction. It is or it was flood prone. So let's start with the history of the site. Let's start to play with our Sentinel-2 plugin. I click on the plugin and I log in as usual. It's fine, I'm logged in. I just want to relocate this window in a better position. I have a vertical side, so I put this window on the right. Okay. This site was built in 2017 in September. So let's see how it was at that time and how the site was before the construction. So we go to create, and in this case I will go to Simple Template and I will choose true color or natural color. I choose the exact date of the 18th of September 2017, and I can see here I have some dates that are highlighted. This means that the satellites took picture during that days. And if you play down here with the cloud coverage, you can see day with less or more cloud. You see that the days with no cloud are less than the day with a lot of cloud. So let's check the 18th of September. I click on the 18th and I click on create. This is the situation. On the 18th of September there was already something, but it is not very clear what it was. Let's see what happens a few days later on the 23rd of September. I click on 23 and again on create, and automatically a new layer is created with the date that you can read here. You see they start to build at that day. There are kind of roads on the south. But let's see how the situation look like 1 month later in October. Let's take the 18th for example, and we can see how much they built during that month. Great. Okay, you see they started to develop the construction. Slowly the site was created. On the 23rd of November 2020 there was a huge upgrade. The reason was that the site was frequently flooded. Therefore, they need to upgrade the area. So they started to upgrade on the 23rd of November, and they increased the level of the site. Let's see a few weeks later what happens. For example, December 8th. Oh, the day was cloudy, so we cannot really see. This may happen. The upgrade finished around the 20th of January. And let's check the 20th of January, how was the situation. The site was finished. You might ask yourself why it's so white. So I can show you the reason through this picture that was taken during that period. This is an aerial view of the site. During the preparation, you can see the area was totally flat and flood prone. Therefore, the implementing partner decided to increase the soil of around 30 to 50 centimeters. It was a huge work. Now it's clear why the picture looks so white. But then okay, now we can see how the site looked. Today we are the 4th of April, and in April we have only one picture taken on the 1st of April. So let's see how it is. This picture gives some result, but our area of interest is not covered by that picture. So let's see in March how the situation looked. This is the situation of the 30, 1 week ago. So let's compare the situation with the Google satellite image. This is Google satellite. We do not know the date of this image, but of course the resolution is not that bad. So there is no big changes in the development. between satellite of Google and Sentinel-2. Now we can see if there are any difference if you take another type of natural color. For example, let's take true color. Let us see how it is. This is true color, this is natural color. You can actually play around and see the type of image you prefer. Okay, fine. But before to close, I just want to tell you that you can download those images of Sentinel-2. Click on download, and through this command you can download the image in 3 different formats. It doesn't make sense to go with a resolution below 10 meters because the images have a maximum of resolution of 10 meters per pixel. I just group all these layers to have a kind of order in my quantum GIS, and I call them true color. Now let's see the flooding. We change the configuration from the simple configuration. We go to the water body configuration that we have done previously, and we choose the first combination, water in wetland. We know that the flooding occurs in 2017 in December. Therefore, we browse to the requested data. We see in December several options. We choose the 7th of December, and we see the situation at that day. Very clearly, the blue spot is the area of the land covered by water, and clearly we can see that part of the site was flooded. On the south, we can still see the development of the site on the 7th of December 2017. Now let's check the flooding situation in 2020. Another date that flooding was reported on the 3rd of December, and we see that the site was more developed, and part of the site which was not developed was still flooded. Very clearly we can see that the development avoided the flooding of the site. Now let's see what happens on 2021 on the 11th of December, and here we see site is fully developed and the flooding is no more reaching into the site because the implementing partner increased the level of the ground. The intervention was actually successful. Let's see the situation in December 2023. On the 28th, again, flooding very clearly visualized and the site properly protected from the flooding.